Okay, so we're starting here on Unit 5, and we're looking at Project 20. So when you open Project 20, you'll see that I've given you most of the text here, not all, but most of it. So that said, let's get started on project number 20. Okay, the first thing they want us to do is to move some things around over here. I'm going to look and see if we've got a slide layout that fits what they want it to look like. And we actually do right here, this one here that says section title and description. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that one. Good, now I'm going to click here to add title, and the title is Exploring Presentation Software. Okay, don't worry about the fact that it went up and out of the box. I mean, you can resize the box, but honestly, that didn't matter a whole lot, so you didn't need to resize the box. And for our subtitle, so let's come over here, and somewhere I've got my text here. Oh, I haven't given that to you. So, featuring Google Slides. What else? Microsoft PowerPoint. And Apple Keynote. Yeah, I see the typo. PowerPoint. Okay, good. Now, over on this side, they don't want us to put in text. Instead, they want us to put in an image. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on the edge there. You saw where I took that four-pointed cross to the edge right there, and I just hit backspace. Now, being myself, I'm just going to come over here and select this, Control C. Now I'll click over here again, and I'm going to go ahead and insert, and yes, I do realize that there's the button right there for inserting images too. For whatever reason, I tend to just do it the other way. Control V, presentation software, enter, and we're just looking for a picture that looks like presentation software to us. Ideally, not something that is one single brand or anything, and frankly, I don't see much that's awesome here. I'll just tell you that. So, sure. Okay. Don't forget, we want to center this. So I move the cursor over it till it's that four-pointed cross. I'm going to pull down till I see that arrow, that line going right through the middle. Then I'll release. And that doesn't look too bad. Okay. Looks like I started on slide 2 after I inserted that other slide. So if you have that extra slide right up here, I'm going to right-click on that slide and I'm going to hit delete. Good. Okay, so now we've got our first slide there. Now we're going to be doing the next slide. So I'm going to come up here again, drop arrow, and this one I want title and 2 columns right there. Good. Okay, and so we're going to put right here, types of presentation software. Good. And I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm just going to center align this. So I'm just going to take that, and I'll come up here and find the center align tool. Mine's got these 3 buttons. Yours might not. It just depends literally on the size of your screen. Okay, so it's not a big deal there. I am going to make this bigger because remember, I make the point that you should never have text smaller than 20 point, and so the title needs to be bigger than that. So you notice what I did here. I went to the edge again. What I'm doing here is I'm just sliding that up a little ways, so it's taking a little bit less room, so that I can slide these guys up a little bit, because I got a gut feeling I'm going to want to do that. And see how that blue line is there showing me that I'm matched to the one next to it. Okay, so types of presentation software, and I'm just going to come back over here, and presentation software can be a dynamic tool, animating using collaborative. Let's see, is there anything else here? Wow, they got a lot of text on this slide, way too much to be perfectly honest here. Okay, Control C. Going to now come back over to here to my slide, to this side here. I'm just going to go Control Shift V. And okay, that is way too small. Nobody can see that. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this box a little bit bigger by going to the bottom here, and I'm going to pull that all the way down to the bottom. You see how I'm touching the red line there? Need to remember to do that to the one next to it too. Okay, now I see that these three here are part of a bulleted list, but there's like these spaces between them. So backspace, backspace. Get rid of that space, backspace. I'm going to get rid of that one right there, backspace. And I'm going to come down here all the way to the bottom and backspace there. Again, allowing my text to be bigger. It's still too small. We're going to deal with this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and select these right here because these were intended to be a bulleted list. There we go. Okay, this is still way too small. Nobody can read it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this sizing handle right here. I'm going to drag that all the way to the edge. You see the red line. I'm going to do the same thing with the sizing handle on this side. That's halfway over, but it still does not give me enough room. So I'm going to drag this all the way to the edge of this box here. That's still, to be frank, not big enough. So we're going to have to slide this box here over some too. I'm going to take that to the edge till I see that red line. Okay, now I know it's on the edge, and very simply, this is going to have to be a lot smaller. Down there to transition, and let's drag this over. Okay, now we might be able to make this a little bit bigger. Still just 16. And remember, you can't go below the bottom of the slide. Okay, I'm just going to tell you this one here, their idea of having text and image on it, they simply have too much text. Okay, it's that simple. So we're going to have to get rid of the image. Okay, so now I'm going to come over here to the text box. I'm going to grab that and drag it all the way over to here. See that red line? Okay, now I can probably fit this. So let's now bump that up to, like I said, at least 20-point font. And that's what we got, okay? There's not much more we can do about the fact that this barely fits. Now, the only other thing I will tell you on this one is that we need to go ahead and do, later on you may do something with the color, but as it stands, I'm going to turn the text color to a nice solid black. Let's see if I can find that. The A of the bar under it, you can see that right now it's a gray. We want black. Okay. Now, I know it's not the most exciting looking slide, but it's readable. Okay. Now, because we made so many modifications to this one, we need to actually go through and select that two-column one that they like so much again. So we're going to come back over here, and we're going to go back to title and two columns. Second one down. Good. Okay, and we're going to come up here, and we're going to type in Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to center align that. So my alignment tool, I'm going to go ahead and center align that. Like I did last time, I'm going to move it up a bit. Okay, let's see what size I made this. I made this 30. Okay, so let's come back over here. 30. Good. And I'm going to make these a little bit bigger too. Okay, grab that one. I'm going to grab that one. Good. Okay, now that we've done that, widely used, launched in 1990. Good. Okay, so I'm scrolling over here. It is not. Did I skip a slide? Okay, guys, I accidentally skipped a slide, okay? I'm just going to tell you this. So, let's go back. And this happens when I'm in the book a lot. Okay, people, my students all are aware of this. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to right-click on this slide and I'm going to duplicate slide. Okay, because there's no reason to redo that. So up here, I'm going to type in Google Slides. You note that by using duplicate, I don't have to make very many changes at all. Free web-based all the way down to public to that. Okay, so free web-based all the way down to here. Control C, come back over to here, and Control V. And obviously that's too small. The first thing I'm going to do is hit backspace. This is intended to be a bulleted list, which I will tell you isn't really the best, because a bulleted list needs a second title or something. And you see here, release didn't catch, so I'm going to go, well, first I'm going to make this bigger so you guys can even see what I'm doing. So Control Z. I want to get rid of those, and I'm going to bump this up all the way up to 20. Good. Now people have a chance of being able to see it, okay? And now, let's see here. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah, we're going to go ahead and put in the bullets, so bullet points. And this here is intended to be its own bulleted list item, so I'm going to click right before the word released, backspace, enter. And there we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make all of this text a nice solid black. So let's come over here to A and choose black. Good. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this side over here, so I'm going to click there, click on the edge, and backspace. And so we've got that done. Now I'm just going to come here, Control C. And the other way to put in the image, I already showed you for one way, is come over here and click on Insert Image, and we're going to search the web. Okay, both work, okay? Control V, Google Slides, enter. And it'd be nice to have something that wasn't just a logo, but I'm not seeing much that really looks very good. So we're just going to go off the Google Slides, or at least I am. If you see something you like better, if it actually fits in the picture, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to grab this guy over here, press and hold in the middle, and you saw that line. Now I've lined up on the top, and now I've lined up on the other edge. Okay, I'm going to bring it in just a tiny bit now. Okay, just because there's room for it. I'm going to widen this up some too. Okay, that's the center point. That bar right there is telling me at the center of the page. Okay, that's basically done. And somehow I did this in the wrong order. So what I'm going to do is come over here to the one that says Google Slides. I'm going to press and hold, and I'm going to pull that up until I see that blue bar show up between slide number 2 and Microsoft PowerPoint slide. When I see that blue bar, I'm just going to release the mouse button. And now I'm where I need to be. Okay, great. Now we're at Microsoft PowerPoint, and they don't really have a whole lot on this one either, but I'll do the same thing. I'll pull this out to the halfway point, and now I'm going to go get my text. So, widely used, launched in, Control C. Good. Come over here, and of course, Control V. Good. Get rid of that blank line at the bottom, backspace. Go ahead and select everything. Bump that up to 20. Okay, while I'm at it, just because I'm doing it right now anyways, I'm going to go ahead and select black, and this is also intended to be a bulleted list. Say, this isn't the best use of a bulleted list. For a bulleted list, there should be something typically above it, but just isn't, and I'll explain that later. Okay, backspace, because I want to get rid of that picture. I'm going to come over here, I'm going to grab the words Microsoft PowerPoint, Control C, and we'll go to search the web, and Control V, enter. Okay, do we have anything that doesn't look crummy? Not really. Okay, so we're going to go with that one. We'll go with that one. It doesn't really matter which one you use, as long as it doesn't, you know. Okay. Note that I'm purposely picking slides that do have a blank or nothing in the background other than white. It fits better in our slide set. Okay, so we've got this one done. Now that we basically have the format we want, again, I'm just going to come over here. I'm going to right-click on slide 4, and I'm going to select duplicate slide. Then, so you see over here on the side, I've still got PowerPoint there. I'm on this one down here, though, slide number 5. And so I'll just double-click right there on Microsoft PowerPoint and type in Keynote. By doing it this way, we don't have to keep playing with the formatting, that all of this stuff is easy for us. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and select all of that. Now, there is actually a way to do this and even have it bring in the format, but we're not going to look at that right now. Okay, good. So I'm going to come back up here, and developed by Apple and supports QuickTime. Yes. Okay. Control C, coming back over here, and Control Shift V didn't do anything for us, except that it is black, but that's all it did for us. Plus. Backspace there. I'm going to slip this in right here. Backspace there. Right here. Backspace there. Backspace there. Great. Okay, now this thing says it's a 20-point font. I personally don't believe that. Minus, plus. Okay, it is 20-point font. Okay, now I'm going to come over here and add the bulleted list. Okay, that looks like it got smaller to me. Let's just go ahead and select all of that. I just want to check something, guys. Minus, plus. Okay, it says it's... Okay, I'll take their word for it now. Backspace. And over here, I'm going to come over here and search the web for Apple Keynote. Oops. Apple Keynote. Let's see if we find anything that looks decent. Yeah, I know. The picture choice for Apple Keynote is a little bit limited. We don't want Google. Let's go up here. One more thing, sure. That was Steve Jobs' big thing. Is he would deliver the presentation that was the standard annual presentation, and then he would, at the very end, put up one more thing to introduce some program or device that he really thought was important to Apple and going to resonate very well. It's going to sound very good to and be interesting to the people who are buying Apple products. And he typically did that by ending the presentation with one more thing and then introducing that idea. So we're going to go ahead and put that there. That's still 20. I'm going to grab the one more thing, move that to halfway, and you see I know I'm halfway because I saw that red line. Okay, so now we've got some slides here. Good. And I'm going to scroll down to the next one. Okay, so the next one, we're going to use a different style. So I'm going to click down here below slide 5, or just new slide, and what they want here is going to be title and body. We could also use title only. We're going to use title and body the way they've got it, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and click on title and body just to maintain some consistency for you guys. I don't remember what size I had those at. 30. Okay. So come over here and comparison guide. Okay, and I have no idea why I did that. And I'm going to go ahead and select all of that, and I'll bump that up to 30. Move that up a little bit like I've been doing, and I'm going to go ahead and center align that. Good. Okay, now in this box here, what we're going to do is insert a table. I'm looking at it right now. 6 column by 4 row. Okay, so I'm going to come up here to insert, come over here to table, and I'm going to go to 6 by 4. Okay, and I'm going to click. And there's my 6 by 4 table. We're going to go ahead and make that thing bigger. So I went to the corner there, making it bigger. I'm going to the corner here, I'm making it a bit bigger. And that's the edge of the slide. We obviously don't want to go past that. That's the bottom of the text box, or it's not the edge of the slide, okay, on that bottom there. But we'll see how it looks right now as we start adding text, okay? So, nothing in that slide. In this slide, we're typing in Google Slides. And Google. Okay. I just hit the down arrow to move to the next one. Okay, I'm going to hit the down arrow to move to the next one. Keynote. A comment, Microsoft tends to spell that with the 2 words and that second one capitalized like that. But I'll just tell you that Grammarly thinks that's a typing error, which is why you see sort of a difference. Sometimes I do it one way, sometimes I do it another. I'm just dealing with the reality that Grammarly thinks those are typing errors. Okay, visual effects. Down arrow. About 15 effects. Okay, and you guys know me, I don't type more than I have to. Control C, Control V, Control V, and now I come up here and I make my changes. About 50 and about 70. Okay, let's see here. Audio capabilities. Okay, that means sound, okay? Voice, whatever. No. Yes. Note, I'm just getting the information in here first. Video capabilities. I will pay attention to formatting and stuff and that stuff later. Okay, collaboration capabilities. And remember, that just means the ability to work with other people on the project. Okay, and yes. Okay, good. Control C. Control V. Good. Okay, you didn't see that, right? You guys do understand what I did there. I just selected them, Control C, clicked over here, Control V. Okay, cost, and now, being the lazy person I am, I've already typed it in, so I don't have to keep retyping stuff. Control C, Control V. Now that doesn't mean you have to go to Microsoft to get it, okay? Control V. There are plenty of ways of getting Microsoft software. Control C, and yeah, now it's included. The iWork suite from Apple is included in modern Macs just by default. Okay, now we need to start looking for a font size. Okay, we have a problem here because, like I've said, anything under that. Okay, so let's go find the edge over here. So you notice I went to these three dots on the edge here, and I went to that line right there. That is the real final edge. Do the same thing over here, all the way to the real edge. Okay, now are we on the slide? Let's take a look here. Okay, it does not like that. Okay. Okay, so what can we do? Okay, one thing we can do is we can bring this in a ways. Okay. PowerPoint. Okay. We can bring this in a ways. There we go. Audio capabilities, we can bring that in. Video capabilities, we can bring that in. We just want the word capabilities there. Good. Collaborate. Now, collaboration capabilities. Now I believe we're on one slide. Okay, we're gonna have to look at this by clicking on slideshow, and I just want to take a look right now at this one slide. Okay, keynote. Yeah, it is all there. You can see that all of that is there at this point. Okay, escape. Good. Still not as big as I'd like, and I'm not gonna deny that. Okay, because 18 still isn't there. Okay, and I'm not sure why those are showing that white background. That came from Canvas. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this one right here and click on Format Painter and drag this over these guys and get rid of that weird white background. Okay, I'm going to bring this up a little bit further by going there. I'm even going to bring the title because, like I say, the problem is we got something where we have something we want on the slide and it just is almost too big. Okay, I'm going to bring the bottom up some. Okay, looks like I need to do a little bit more right there. Okay, about 70 effects, and you can see I'm right there at the bottom of the slide. Okay, ooh, collaboration capabilities. Yeah, we're losing just a little bit of our text here. So, okay, I'm going to do something here, okay? I'm going to go ahead and select this right up here, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and say, and I'm going to insert a row above. Now, I'm right into this one here. For some reason, it inserted 2 rows above, didn't it? Did it? Okay, so it did not do what I wanted. Oops. Okay, I'm going to pause this for just a minute as I play with it. Okay, this is what I wanted. It's very hard to see. Okay, no, I wanted these cells right here, and it is doing that. Hang on. Okay, so I wanted to select these 3 cells right here, and whenever I did that, it seemed to be capturing these down here, so what I did is I came to here and went backwards like that, and now it's working. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge these cells right here. So I'm going to come down here until I find merge cells. Yeah, this isn't what's in the book, and I know it. Okay, and type in the word capability, C-A-P-A. Okay, now I'll go ahead and center align those words right there. So center align. Good. Okay, now I'm going to come down here to these, and I'm going to get rid of the word capabilities, okay? Good. I'm going to make this column narrower or shorter, or this row shorter, sorry, this row shorter here. Now, let's see where we're at as far as this goes, okay? Oh, we need to pull this whole table up some, okay? So come back here. Yeah, this one's not as easy. Okay, I'm going to the sidebar here. Now I'm going to come to here and come on, I'm going to pull that whole thing upwards. Let's do that again underneath the word comparison guide. There we go. And I'm going to grab the bottom and I'm going to pull the bottom up just as much as I can. Okay, we're still on the slide. Okay, audio. So the whole point of doing that was to be able to drag these guys over and to here. Okay, I'm going to see how it looks. I think I'm going to have to widen up visual effects here. So let's go ahead and look at it in the slideshow. Yeah, that word 70 effects down there is being really cut off. It does fit, but it's really close. But we do have everything on our slide right here. I don't like the way this looks right here, and so I'm gonna finish that one real fast, okay? So, because I just don't like the way that one looks. 50 effects, good, and audio, I now need to widen up that word, audio. Video, I need to widen up that word a tiny bit. In collaboration, I need to widen up that word a tiny bit. Okay, now I can bring this bar up some. Bring this bar up some. And bring the bottom one up a tiny bit. Good. Okay, now I just want to look and see if they wanted us to do anything funny with the color. No, they just say fill with color of your choice. Okay, so as an example, we can go ahead and make these. It doesn't matter what color you guys go with, as long as it makes sense and it isn't truly ugly. I will change the this here to bold. Oops. Looks like we need to adjust a tiny bit if I change that to bold. There we go. Okay, it fit. Barely, but it fit. Okay, and remember we had the word capabilities up here, so we'll also fill that with the same ugly green, I guess. Green. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and click directly on the lines, and we can go border color, and I'm just going to go border color. If you want to, you can just go white. Yeah, let's go ahead and select the whole thing, Control A. Select everything here. Control A didn't seem to work the way I wanted it to. Border color. First I'm going to choose black to select them all, then I'm going to go white. And that got rid of, I mean, if it matters to you. You could have also made the borders a different color. So let's go back over there and have a look at other things I could have done with the borders. Okay, oops, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Where's... Yeah. So anyways, at this point, we basically see what we can do here. Okay, I'm going to try that again. Control A. Okay, and again, once I make my selection, then I can do that. And if you wanted your border colors to be a different, like you wanted them to be, I don't know, you wanted the borders to be green too, you can do that. Plenty of things you can do there. But the key here is make sure still that your text is no smaller than 20-point font. And I know I'm starting to ramble at the end here. Don't worry, this was the last slide. And anything else, format, text style. Okay, now that we've got all that done, I want to remind you we can now come over here to themes, and again, click through the themes. There's nothing wrong with looking at them, but make sure that the themes don't mess up your work. Okay, like here, you notice that gray bar at the top? So if I wanted to use this one, okay, what I would do is I would grab this right here and I would move it so it's completely in that gray bar. It needs to go up a tiny bit more for that to work, okay? So if I wanted, I'm gonna go a tiny bit more. So if you wanted to use this one, you see that way it puts, of course, your text in. But like this just looks cut off. It's not a good look. So again, if you wanted to use this one, you'd slightly drag those up just a tiny bit so that all of that text is in the gray. That's one way to go. As you play with your slides, with these here, okay, this is an ugly slide. I mean, it's just plain ugly. Okay, this one, I think you see the problem. You would need to find your text, and I would do that by clicking on it and doing that. I'm holding the left mouse button, and then maybe change your text to a different color if that's what you wanted to use. Personally, I wouldn't do that much work. Okay, this one, again, not too bad. Basically, it's just adjusting the slide colors a little bit because we don't have a standard cover slide. Now, this looks awful. Okay, wouldn't even consider it because of that. Okay, and that's awful. So that's not it. That's a don't even consider it. The same with this one. Okay, you've got that bar at the top that's taking too much space. If you had less stuff on your slide, that might work. Okay, this one. Okay. The only thing I can say on this one is we would need to move this text so it's not so the line's not going through it. So we need to again pull our text up a little bit so the line's not going through it. Got to make sure you stay on the page when you do this, by the way. Don't pull your text up off the page, and there's not a lot of room there to play with. And you need to move this picture again so that that's not covering the bar. Other than that, it's not too bad. Let's look. Is this the same one? Yeah, that's the same one. No, it's not. This is slightly different. Okay, I'm gonna be frank. I don't recommend this one. It's ugly. That color. Stand back 20 feet and ask anybody read it. No. Okay. Ugly. Okay. Not even worth looking at. This one kind of works. We got this weird thing going on here that the first page is in this color, but really that red's going to be a bit hard to read. Okay. This one, what did it really do for us? Honestly, this one did nothing because we don't have that title slide there. Oh, it did that. Okay. Okay, so that's literally all this one did. Okay, let's go to the next one. Oops, I skipped one. Sorry. Let's go to the next one. And I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you, I don't think the purple looks good. This is bad. If you did this, you'd need to decide what color you're going to make this text. Either black or purple, not black and purple. Good Lord. Okay, let's see this one. Again, this one isn't too bad. It's putting a slight tan background behind it. My only real concern here is I believe it resized our text and made our text a lot smaller. That is the way it looks to me here. Oops. And it says it's 20, but I don't know. Okay, in all, it doesn't look terrible. I mean, we've certainly had worse choices. So as you go through these, basically, I think no, because of that. As you're doing this, and you do this again, you'd have to match the colors. Other than that, and yeah, get rid of this yellow. Okay, that yellow is awful. Nobody can read. From 20 feet away, no. Okay, it's even hard to read right there on the screen. So basically, if you're deciding you want to use one of these, and again, I'm not telling you you can't, but if you decide to use one, look at your slides, ask, what is it doing to my slides? Okay, I'll just leave this one on, but that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and close themes, but my point there that I was getting to was, if you're going to use one of those themes, look at all of your slides and see if it looks like garbage. If it doesn't, okay. If it does, well, that's a problem. Oh, and I do see something I didn't do here. I'm going to double click on the word capabilities. Okay. What I did here, just to let you know what's wrong, is I made these bold. I didn't make that bold, and it kind of looks ugly. So, good. Yeah, so look, yeah, what am I looking for there? I'm looking for that consistency. So we are done with this assignment. I'm going to just go ahead and end the recording.